Okay, this is the next update. So, pretty much have decided to go with the Los Angeles for this yard. I was kind of debating it. So, what I've kind of come up with for how things are going to be laid out, I don't know if I'm going to use this building, but I looked up some breweries last night, and Miller Brewing did exist there, as well as others, but I would be a Miller High Life person if I was going to have beer. So the way the Y is going to work is Salt Lake City is this way inside the other room. Los Angeles is this way, and then Las Vegas is down there. So that's basically how that is going to fly. The normal way that the train's going to operate is it's going to be on this track coming from Salt Lake City, and it's going to go down here like I explained in the last video, and it'll transition into a turnout on the modules, the imaginary modules that aren't here, and basically go on a return loop, and then come back after passing through Las Vegas, and it'll be on this outside track here. And then when it goes over here, then basically these two tracks here are basically the arrival for Los Angeles passenger tracks. So the other tracks I'm going to use for freight is how I'm thinking. I'm going to put the platforms here. I'm sure I can 3D print something that'll be close to what I need. So some changes is I put a turnout here, and then I would make this track, this stub-ended one, the wash rack, the car washer for passenger cars. This could still be the Railway Express Agency freight depot. And then down here would be the icing building for Pacific Fruit Express. So that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. I mean, I'm sure something will change, but that's where I'm at on this. And I'm just kind of testing out how things are going to work for operations right now with my DC pack. I also made my first little test yesterday morning, and I punched through the wall. I got to put some cardboard in there still, and I got to do some cleaning up and dropping feeders, clean up this drywall, but we are completely through the wall connected to Utah. So I'll take you over to here now. I finished the paint on the Utah Power and Light plant that I took from the Walther's pulp mill set, because I can't find the other Power and Light set that they had with the bigger stack. So I used this to my advantage and I painted them accordingly. I still have to weather the building, but I'm really happy with how that came out. It's got a light in it, it functions. So there's a turnout added here, and then a turnout beyond that. Let me just zoom in for you. And then I've got two re-railers, and then it goes into double track where it comes out the wall. So I left this messy on purpose so you could see what was needed to be done. 1 second. So this is the foam that I had to dig out behind this hill. So this is that Wyoming ghost town. This is what I call the border. This is in Utah, and this goes to Salt Lake City. So in theory, I can run, let me just get back over there, sorry. In theory, I can run one of my Union Pacific passenger trains around the bottom loop, and what I am going to need is a couple double crossovers so that I can get on the other side of the main line. So I don't know exactly where I'm going to put that in, but essentially a train will be able to come here. Now the alternative is I could put another tunnel and another Y. That would make it easier if I wanted to run direct. But I like the idea of it going around the layout first and having the double crossover. So maybe the double crossover will be here, I'm not sure. But somewhere on the layout it will occur. There isn't, it could probably be here. There isn't a lot of straight track, it's a lot of S-curves on the Wyoming section. So that's what I have done there. I think I showed this in the last video. I've just kind of got to get some more plaster cloth. I've been working a lot on the show modules. Oh, I know what else. The wiring here is finally tied up. I got all the electrical components that I needed. I got everything basically buttoned up finally. I got 2 more of the threaded rods, so I put one here and one's on the other side, and we're running out of spots that need them, so it makes it so much nicer having this floating bench work. So I'm going to be working on this track work here soon. I want to get the upper level running again, and probably sooner than later I'm going to take these foam risers out, steal them for down here for the transition behind the Green River, and then continue this in wood, and then basically take this table off while that's occurring. This is all just, it's not glued, it's loose, and then, like I said in an earlier video, delete that 14 inches there and make it so that I don't have this pinch point, as you say, for operations, and I don't really need any more risers. So that's kind of, there's a lot of things going on, but it's all because everything affects each other like a domino. So yeah, I'm running low on a bunch of scenery supplies, and that's kind of what's holding me back right now. Certain track pieces, what have you, in the room. Here I'm pretty good. I think I need one more expansion piece, and then I'll be continuing to build my carts, put my 3 more IKEA Linmon tables, and start work on the track plan layout for Salt Lake City, and getting the return loop situation figured out, so it can literally come out of the Y on this branch line, tuck into it, and go around the loop, go into Los Angeles, and then if I want, I'll have the helix connected and basically go back into the layout that way. So this is basically one end of operating the layout point to point. So I'm not really going to focus on the helix right now. I'm going to focus on the layout of this scene and the layout of the Las Vegas scene. The other thing, the big thing I guess I forgot to mention, is this is definitely an opportunity to put an interstate in. So where I would have it go is basically here, right in this gap, obviously be raised up, and I'm going to use dowels probably from the dollar store and scratch build the whole thing, and then make it so it crosses over here and goes all the way down. Why the heck not? I can have the overhead miles remaining for certain exit, and I can also have it transition into the backdrop behind the brewery. The reason I want a brewery here is because I've got a bunch of certain reefers that I can put in. I've got some Coors Light truck trailer from Trainworks, and there is a trucking part, so this building won't look like this when I'm done. It's going to have tanks if I use this one. I also have, I can't remember, it's I've been looking into all my kits right now and figuring out what buildings I need. Oddly enough, on this giant table, I don't need many. The car washer is I'm gonna use foam rollers for hair curlers, basically, and I want it to be animated. So kind of getting the idea from Hot Wheels or Micro Machines, but kind of stupid, but not, because to me that's important. Scene, the REA Express, that can really be any square building. It just has to have freight dock, and then I have a whole bunch of REA Express reefers, which in the era that I model, that's important to me. That's the Express box cars, like before your UPS and that at the front of the train, like a higher priority than a mail car. Mail cars as well. Lots of baggage cars I have. I have Rock Island ones. I have all different stuff. Wheels of Time, Intermountain, Centralia, you name it. And then over here, I've got some more PFE reefers coming. I want to run a lot of those behind my big boys that are on the way. I have 2 of the BLI with smoke big boys. There's been kind of mixed reviews on them. Everybody hates on Broadway. I'm not sure why. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have half the stuff that I do. So, and the last thing I'll leave you with is these are some of the things I'm going to be putting on eBay. Just kind of showing you. This is a shell. This is a Sound MRC Sea Liner. These are 2 new of Milwaukee Road. These 2 cabooses Milwaukee Road are 2 new, so I'm going to get rid of them. I'm going to get rid of this Kato NW2. It has a DCC decoder. The Chicago Northwestern SW1. And this is another shell. These 2 are shells. This is U25B. So basically all this stuff except for these 2 is too modern for what I actually need. This was going to be, I almost painted it in kind of a U.S. Army switcher for my military base, but Broadway just announced it's either an NW2 or SW7 in U.S. Army paint scheme, so with Sound. So this is going on the block. I haven't picked up a Northern Pacific switcher from them. I don't know if I need a Northern Pacific switcher. I have an 080 that I prefer. I have to get a decoder for it, but I'll just show it to you. This is it right here. It was a new old stock unit. I got it a little while ago, and I don't know if I mentioned it. So I'll have this steam switcher working in Livingston, which is this area right here. So don't need this because of the paint schemes, or the engine is, like I say, too new. I do have some 1965 era stuff, but this is just kind of leftovers. So just seeing what the prices are going for right now, I can put this money back into more Sound equipped engines. That's what I do every couple of years. I open my drawers and I see what kind of units that I want to upgrade to, if that makes sense, and I basically further refine my collection. So I end up getting stuff that's out of the box, running smooth, or capable of running smooth. You know how it works. You pick up the locomotive and it's just not exactly what you wanted or what you dreamed of. And backdating to the late 40s, as much steam as possible is what I'm after. So, okay guys, so I'll leave you there, and we will talk to you on the next one.